A journalist in custody. The arrest of Don Lemon. On what seemed like an ordinary Thursday night in Los Angeles, an event unfolded that sent a ripple of concern through newsrooms nationwide. Independent reporters felt it first. Journalist Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents. The date was January 29, 2026. This was not a minor incident or a misunderstanding at a protest line. It was a calculated action directed by the highest levels of the Justice Department. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the arrest herself on social media, stating it was done at her direction. The charges, according to sources, are serious: conspiracy to deprive others of their civil rights and violating the FACE Act. The case centers on a January 18th protest at City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Demonstrators entered after learning a pastor was an ICE official. Prosecutors allege Lemon was part of a coordinated effort to interfere with the service by force. That frames his presence not as a detached observer, but as an active participant in a criminal conspiracy. The FBI and Homeland Security investigations were involved. From the moment the news broke, a competing narrative emerged. Lemon, in Los Angeles to cover the Grammys for his independent platform, insists he was doing his job. His attorney, Abby Lowell, has been adamant, stating, "Don has been a journalist for 30 years, and his constitutionally protected work in Minneapolis was no different than what he has always done. I'm not here as an activist. I'm here as a journalist." He says he was there to document the protest, interview participants, and capture the unfolding events for the public. That starkly different interpretation sits at the heart of a larger, troubling question. A magistrate judge had initially rejected prosecutors' request for an arrest warrant, signaling legal uncertainty. A grand jury was then impaneled, leading to Lemon's arrest. A high-profile announcement, serious charges, and a contested role transformed a case into a flashpoint for press freedom in America. The blurring line, when reporting looks like participating. This arrest spotlights immersion journalism. Reporters are often in the middle of the action. They live stream from protests, political rallies, and sites of civil unrest. Not behind barricades, in the flow of events. That proximity brings powerful immediacy and ambiguity. After the fact, footage can make a journalist look indistinguishable from a participant. Questions arise. Were they coordinating, encouraging, or just documenting? The line between documenting and participating blurs in chaos. That blur can trigger charges of conspiracy or incitement. Independent journalists, without big institution buffers, face higher risk. The chilling effect is real. The live stream goes dark, and the public loses a vital window. Without on-the-ground reporting, we get a sanitized version of reality. The core principle at stake: does the First Amendment protect immersion reporting amid potential illegality? Large newsrooms have legal protocols and real-time liaisons. The independent creator stands alone, and their vulnerability is ours too. A chilling message. The danger of selective enforcement. Prosecution power is formidable. Discretion shapes outcomes. Targeting specific cases to send a message weaponizes that discretion. Press freedom advocates fear a chilling effect beyond one case. Charged language from the top elevates a case and reframes a reporter as an enemy. This is how fear spreads. Others pull back, self-censor, avoid contentious stories. Rights on paper can become hollow if the risk to use them feels too great. Caution replaces adversarial scrutiny. Headlines fade before laws change. One high-profile arrest can intimidate hundreds into silence. Historical comparisons demand precision. 1939. Germany was a totalitarian dictatorship at war. The US in 2026 is not the same. Plural institutions, independent courts, competing media. But mechanisms matter, delegitimizing the press, blurring dissent with criminality, chilling by example. Key differences protect us. Federalism, information competition, dense civil society. The lesson is to watch the patterns and refuse their normalization. Use history as a map, not a mirror, to recognize early signs and course correct. Protective structures exist. Institutional pluralism slows overreach. power divides across branches and levels of government. Judges with life tenure can rule against the executive. Refusals, motions, evidentiary challenges, appeals. Checks exist by design. Civil society mobilizes. Statements, legal support, public pressure. A fragmented media ecosystem thwarts total narrative control. Practical measures matter: role clarity and disciplined documentation. Identify yourself early and often, on scene and on stream. Create a record of intent. Keep reporting separate from personal activism. Secure data and backup redundantly. Anticipate equipment seizure. Have legal support on speed dial. Carry a Know Your Rights card. Set check-ins with colleagues or family. Build networks for mutual aid. Insurance, defense funds, safety alerts. A free press is a public right, the immune system of democracy. It exposes corruption and holds power to account. Support a diversity of sources, especially local and independent. Pay when you can. Share good reporting. Demand transparency. Ask what leaders are doing to protect reporters. Back organizations that defend press freedom in court and in public. The arrest of Don Lemon is significant, but its meaning is unwritten. It can be an isolated test that reaffirms rights, or a turning point that normalizes charges against reporters. Normalization is the danger. Outrage fades, overreach spreads. Resist the shrug. Defend principles for everyone, not just allies. Solidarity is about rules we share, not politics we prefer. Defending Lemon's right to report defends the norm that government cannot silence critics. The approach is two-pronged: stronger safeguards and informed public engagement. Fund defense networks. Train for digital physical security. Fortify shield laws. Journalists must keep clean lines and build coalitions. Teach media literacy. Reject efforts to brand reporters as enemies. This is a stress test. Do we choose accountability or intimidation? A nation that tolerates scrutiny grows stronger. The choice is ours to make.